Yo, how's it going, folks? It's me again, your boy Tabo, and this is another lesson on Node.js for beginners, lesson 6. And today we're going to be learning about the path module. So I've already prepared a file. It's called Lesson-6, and I already basically borrowed some code from our previous sessions. This is just a basic HTTP server. So with the server, then I will be able to illustrate just how the path module works. So I'll create an instance of it and say require path. Okay, so what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to log our path just so that you can see what that looks like. Okay, so we're going to look at it down here. So here I will run the server. So what you get is an object, and these are the different methods that you can use: resolve, normalize, absolute, join, dir name, namespace to path, all of that good stuff. Okay, so now we're just going to kill the server again, clear the console. So now that we have seen what our path object entails, here's where we're going to put it to use. Okay, so I'm going to say console.log. I'll say path.basename. So now we're going to first test what basename does. It should just give us the base name for the path. Okay, so I will say, for instance, let's just say file name. Okay, now I'm using this file name. Now file name is this extension. Basically where I'm working right now, I'll just open it like that. Okay, so I'll say this extension right here. Okay, if you can see it, look at the pop-up. Basically this is what file name represents, and then the base name that it should return is just the name of the file, and the name of the file that I'm working on is lesson6.js. so that's what we're supposed to get. So let's see if this is working properly. I'm just going to close that. Okay, and then I will run our server. Okay, so there we go. You see you've got lesson6.js. This is our base name, so this is what it returns. But if I had to just log file name just so that you understand what it is that I fed the path.basename. Okay, so if I had to then run that, you see, this is what you would get. Okay, this whole thing right here, that's the information that I gave path.basename, and in return it just returned to me just this last bit, lesson6.js. Okay, so I hope that was clear. Okay, so in this same example, instead of using file name, I'm gonna use, I'll say request.headers.host plus request.url. Okay, so now let's see what that gives us. Okay, so I think the base name should be just a empty or slash, but probably empty. Okay, let's just check that out. Okay, it says base name is localhost, but that cannot be right. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say Tabo, and then let's just run that. You see, now I get a different result because I just added this as the extension. Then this is what I got back tab. Probably that doesn't make any sense because you can't see. Let me just bring the screen over here so that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna, originally this is what the file this is what it looks like. Okay, that's that over there. Now if we come back, as you can see, it gave me localhost once again as the base name. Let me just, I just would like to clear this actually so that everything is come on, clear. Okay, so we're gonna start again. I'll say oh sorry, node lesson-6. Okay, so we're gonna run that, and so we're gonna come back here. I'm just gonna refresh. As you can see, once again, here it says that the base name is localhost, and then here it's favicon.ico. Okay, fair enough. But this, I guess, according to what we have now, this is regarded as the base name. But now we're gonna change this around and say, okay, tabo is what we're supposed to get back. So this is what I'm gonna leave it as. And then as you can see over here, so yeah, basically that's what that is. So if you wanted to get your base name, then that's how you would go about it. If you have a file that is saved, or that is in a particular address, if you just want to get the base name, then you can use path.basename to filter everything out, to remove the rest of the address and just give you the last extension, which would be the base name. Okay, so yeah, that should be it. Okay, so the next one will be path.dir name or directory name. Okay, so I'm going to show you how that works. So I'm going to say log, then I'll say path.dir name, directory name, whatever, and then I will say request dot URL. Okay, so what that's supposed to do is it's supposed to then return just the directory. Okay, so let's see what that does. Kill the server. Okay, that's on the wrong extension. Let's go back to the original. Okay, so that's what we get there. If I say then request dot headers dot host once again, let's run that. Okay, so that's what we get, localhost. Well, that's for a favicon. Here we get period. That's pretty weird as the directory name. Okay, I'm gonna use file name instead. Let's see what that gives us. File name. Okay. No. Okay. I think this is a better example. So I just ran that, and basically the directory name is live tutorial script. Now this is the directory of the file that I'm using right now, which is lesson-6. So the file name would be live tutorial script / lesson6.js. Okay, so this is what you get. So if I give file name to a directory name, that it just basically gives us the address for the directory. That's pretty much it. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so this time we're gonna use the path extension name. Okay, so path extension name is basically supposed to return to you the extension name. Okay, so using similar example, we're just gonna change that path dot extension name and then give it file name once again. So what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to give me just the name of the extension. Okay, now we'll see which is supposed to be .js. Okay, so let's run the server and come back. Okay, there you go. So there it is, .js. That's what you get. That is the extension of the file that I'm working on, which is lesson6.js. Okay, so that's the file. If it was an HTML file, then you would get .html. If it was just a text file, you would get .txt. So that's what that does. Okay, so the next one will be format. Okay, but I think to better illustrate format, I'm first gonna use parse. Okay, I'll say the next one will be path.parse. Say path. Okay, log that. I'll say path.parse. Okay, I'm gonna pass it the file name. And what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to then give me back an object where all the different directories are separated. Okay, I'll I'll just then log that out so you understand better what I'm trying to say. Okay, so this is what I meant. So this is the object that you get, of which the root will be that, and then this is the directory. The base is lesson6.js, extension is .js, and then the name is lesson6. So it basically took this entire file name and then it just broke it into all these different parts. Okay, so that's what path.parse does. So now what we can do also is, because I wanted to show you how path.format works. So in order to better illustrate that, then I'll just say I'll just say obj equal to path.parse. Okay, like I did last time, I just gave it the file name. Okay, so now we've created a variable. Okay, so now I will say path.format, and then here I will give it obj. Okay, so now let's rather log that out. I'll say log path.format obj. Okay, so that we know which one it is, because we've been logging quite a few things, we'll just say format obj. Okay, so let's see what happens now. No, wait, let me close this. Because it's just taking up space. Okay, so this is what we get, format obj. So basically it took that object and it put it together into an address like that. Okay, so now we've got all the different pieces put together, and this is what we get out of that. Okay, so this is how these two work. Basically parse turns the information into an object, and format basically breaks it apart and turns it into an extension or an address. Okay, so that's how you would use these two interchangeably. It's kind of similar to JSON.parse, but obviously JSON.stringify does not turn it into an address, but it kind of makes it into some kind of string format, right? Which is similar to this, but not quite. Okay, anyway, ignore that example if it did not make sense. And so another one that's coming up next is path.join. Okay, so I'll say let address equal to, I'll say path.join. So here I will say their name plus. Okay, so what I can also do here is I can also be smart and use our path.extension name, and then I'll say path.extension name, and then I will give it file name. Okay, so now yeah, this is what I've done. So now I've combined these two. But okay, another thing that I should bear in mind is that I need then to add this as well for it to make sense. Okay, so now we're gonna log our address and see what it gives us. So say log address. Let's shut all of these others up. Okay, so this is what has happened. Okay, just in case it's not clear, because this can be sometimes a bit confusing, this is what this has done. Okay, I'll just say a new address. Okay, as you can see, new address. So basically it took all of that and then it put it together into this one address over here. Okay, even though yes, yeah, this is actually a mistake because it gave me the extension name instead of the file name. Yes, actually, yeah, I was supposed to use base name. That would have been correct. Okay, let me fix that. Yeah. Okay, but you get the idea. I'll just kill that. Run it once again. Okay, so now we have the proper thing. Okay, so here's new address, or it runs it twice because it always does this fav icon thing. But yeah, there it is over there, and here is our base name. So it just combined all of that, and this is what we get. Okay. All right, so that's path.join. Okay, so these are the ones that we're gonna cover for now, because, well, these are the basic ones that you need really, or that you will be using mostly, and then everything else you will learn as you go, you know. But these are just the basic ones that you will be using definitely, and other stuff, it's special cases where you might only use them when you're working on special projects or something more complex, whatever the case. So, and I don't know if you might have noticed, because before I've used this dir name, and of which you can also find that in the path module. You've got path.directory name. So you might wonder why is it that I'm able to call it here without using path. These are all called globals, and basically you can call them without having to require them. Okay, just to put it simply. Okay, so that is it for today. So I hope you learned something new, and yeah, till the next one, I'm just gonna leave it there. Love and peace, my brothers and sisters. I'm out.